right. Hi, everybody. How are you? How are we doing today? Nova, hello? Viper, what's up? Addict, howdy howdy. Mic check. Can you hear me? Mic check, hello. Hi there. We coming in nice and easy? Hello. Oi oi. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Kind of quiet. Let me try to turn that up for you. 1 second here. Maybe I can turn this up. Working with a new microphone today. Well, a different microphone, to say the least. How about now? Is that better for you guys? Let me know. Quiet and sound different? Yeah, it is going to be a little different today with the microphone. Let me keep increasing this here. I put some filters on for it. Let me just crank it up. How about now? Is that better? Cranked up the gain. Way better? Sweet. Alright, cool. Alright, that gain is... Man, that's high. Alright, cool. Yeah, today we're working with a new mic, and working with... we're doing a little bit of setup arrangement here, so things are going to be kind of different. There's no webcam today, as you'll see as we go to the intermission screen here. But, hello everybody. Happy Tuesday. Glad you all are here. Thank you for tuning in to today's Aquatica dev stream. What do we got going on today? Well, today is going to be pretty different. A little different today compared to last week's streams. I know both cams are Ark, so my webcam is currently disabled right now. Viper, just because doing some rearranging right now, getting things put together. But once we get everything rearranged, I will be back on screen for you all to see. Don't worry. So we're trying something different here with the streams. So today, before we get into anything, we're going to break down a couple of the segments today. We're going to be talking about yesterday's patch notes announcement, and the status updates. And we're going to talk about some of the issues and some of the bugs that the team has been currently working on that has been preventing us from pushing out this next patch to you guys. We're going to talk about that and just explain a couple things. And then, of course, I'll always go into a little Q&A segment. We'll start off with a Q&A and then dive into the patch notes. So, does that sound like a good plan? There we go. Let's get this screen up. Yeah, I know. I'll have a better mic coming. I promise. Let's get to the main page, though. That way you guys can see full screen. Let's open up with the Q&A, though. I know, I'm sorry. I know. No face cam today. I'm going to try to get the face cam going on the next stream this week. If not, it will be guaranteed next week, okay? Alright, let's start at the top here. I want to kind of go through and see. We've got some people already coming in with questions, so I'm going to get to you guys' questions to the best I can. I have enabled slow mode so I can kind of keep up with the questions as they come in. So, Nova Dude 36 asks, when can we expect a fix for 2 FPS in main menu, a 10 plus minute loading into a server, and heavy optimization in the game, and one of the biggest mods, S plus, to be working? Thank you. Great question, Nova. So all of those right now are being actively addressed. In the coming patch, we should expect to see a fix for the low FPS and the freezing issues in the main menu. That was something that we were working with in our test branch, and we've optimized the menu. However, we encountered another bug on top of fixing this one that we're currently combating. So before we push out this update, we want to make sure that the bug that we're currently working on right now is fixed, and we confirm that it is fixed in our test server before rolling this out to you guys. Additionally, the optimization, as far as in-game, you're going to see some optimization patches roll out continuously, meaning it's not going to be one set in stone optimization fix. There's a lot of spots on the map that we have to go through to optimize the level streaming, the world streaming, and so on. And so that's taking a bit more time than we'd like. But again, we're trying to work as fast and efficiently as we can to get it optimized for you. And then lastly, regarding S Plus, we did talk about this a bit in the Discord. I did get answers on that. Same thing. This has to do with the current bug that we're combating. So currently, we are again focused on, and we are working to get S Plus compatible as a mod that's fixed for you to then start using, especially in Aquatica in the main branch. Before again, we push that update out, we want to make sure that we get this current bug that we're combating right now, which essentially in short term is dealing with quite a few crashing issues, consistent crashing issues that we're combating. So we just want to make sure that we're eliminating these issues with the crashes before rolling this out. So I hope that answers your question. Moondog asks, will we ever see official servers on other maps? We don't know. So as a studio, we have no say or knowledge in other maps and official servers, right? Studio Sirens is solely focused on Aquatica, and all we know is that official servers will be on Aquatica only. Similar to what I said in the last question, Sadako, we're aware of the issues with the Windows 10 crash. However, we don't have any information or let alone the availability to get in and fix the Windows 10 crash for ASE as a whole. Right now, Studio Sirens is solely focused on Ark Aquatica on Steam. If there's any changes to that, though, if there's any updates on whether or not we will address the Windows 10 crash, then we'll be sure to push that announcement and those updates to you guys in the Discord as well as other socials. Are there any plans for basic engrams to be added like mannequins and nets? Are you referring to the combat dummies and the fishing nets, or the armor mannequins? Hexer, the webcam will return, I promise. We're currently doing some rearrangement right now of the setup, getting things nice and established. Is Aquatica? Yes. Also, guys, Jammy Egg 2500 is another dev with our team. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot him a ping as well in the chat. He'll be able to answer those for you as well. Vic Therod asked, do the tame shrimps punch like the mantis shrimp? Jammy, could you confirm that for me? Scraffy03 003 asked, are there any news regarding building in caves or other spots that are currently blocked? Are you referring to the artifact caves? Any answers on fixing the loot tables for some missing items? Hazmatics, we're going to talk about that here as far as like loot tables and tech. Haxer as well as yours, we're going to talk about tech turrets. And some other tech items that will be coming into a loot pool, which are actually coming up here in the patch notes. Let's go over a couple more questions real quick, though. We still know ETA on the fix for S+. Like I stated earlier, that we are working on a fix for it, but currently with that fix, we're also combating an additional issue with crashing and another bug. So we want to address that issue with the crashes and the bugs first before we push out any updates that include S Plus or just any patch in general. All right. About 20 minutes in, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these, the progress announcement that was posted here yesterday. I'm going to skip through some of this because you guys have already probably seen this. You've read through this numerous times in regards to our continuation to provide you guys with the latest and updated information. If you guys ask questions, by the way, in the chat, Jamie Egg 2500 here will be able to answer them. So keep an eye out for his reply to your comment while I'm going through these notes. We're going to skip this. Here, this just reiterates Tuesday's patch that was released that updated a couple things. You can find these patch notes and the specific patch on the Steam discussion board, as well as in the Discord and the status updates. I want to cover this, though. I want to cover what's down here. So, like we've stated in previous streams, and also like we've stated in recent announcements, our current top priorities still remain as our FPS improvements, and stabilizing the map and increasing player optimization. That continues to be on the top priority, and we are actively working to push out fixes and updates to that. Again, that is something that you guys are going to see periodically through patches as we continue to push out these updates. This will not be one and done, like one big patch for the FPS improvement, but instead it'll be increments over time. This just has to do with the scale of the map, and the time we have, and the people we have assigned to it. We have, with our team size and everything, we have people working on multiple different tasks at once. So it's going to be something that, again, it's going to take time. But again, once we have a fix in a chunk of the map, we plan on pushing that out to the main branch. As well as continued progress on mods and updating the dev kit. Again, we do not have a set ETA on when the dev kit will launch, but as we continue to work on fixes for mods and confirm that the mods are in fact working in the main branch, we will be pushing out that list, similar to the list of mods that we pushed out on the update back on the 22nd. So keep an eye out on those lists in these patch notes. As well as server issues and core functionality. There's still a few things that we are working on in the core functionality of the game that we are working to fix. Server issues, we are aware that there are servers that are having some stability issues that continue to either shut down for long periods of time and then boot back up for shorter periods. So we have somebody that is addressing that. I don't have an ETA or a exact answer to a fix for that for you, but if there's any additional information that I receive from our engineering department regarding the fix for the server issues, then they will be pushed out. But as well as any other information that we receive or I receive, it gets pushed out to the Discord, pushed out to Twitter, any active social media posts that we can to keep you guys informed and aware. Let's talk about some other issues right now that we have in the pipeline. We have some new additions here that we've added to the list as we continue to confirm fixes for previous bugs and push them forward. We are immediately replacing those with other bugs to be addressed. So there isn't essentially a pause in this. Like once one is done and fixed, we're immediately moving on to another, and so on and so on. So some issues in the live branch of the game, so the main build, such as adding the spear bolt to the anvil. Explorer note location updates. We noticed that there were some explorer notes that the location for them were misplaced, and so that has since we found a fix for that and have been addressing that issue, so expect to see that fixed in a coming patch. Raft launching fix as well. Fixing the Monodon ranged attack to no longer count as melee damage. We noticed that when the Monodon does its ranged attack with its tooth, the laser from its tooth, it's counting as a melee. Players have also reported this numerous times, so this is also currently being addressed as well. While we don't have an active fix that's going to be posted in the next patch, it will be coming in future patches. We are tuning and balancing Thalassian rifle damage. We've been getting reports that the Thalassian rifle damage, mixed reviews on that with the damage and requesting for balance fixes, so we are going to be working on that. updating select environmental visuals, such as lighting and other environmental aspects throughout the map that may either be too bright or have a poor optimization result for the player. So just some other small tuning there. This is a big one. Adding select tech engrams into the boss loot table. This especially for the PvPers out there who have been asking and asking and asking. One big specific question: when are the tech turrets coming? We're going to talk about that. So we're going to talk about tech turrets. Yeah, tech turrets. A lot of people have been asking about tech turrets. So PvPers, this is definitely a stream for you guys. We are currently investigating server cluster transfer issues. There's been numerous reports of that from players. Again, we don't have an active fix for that right now, but that is something that is in the pipeline that we will be investigating. As we continue to fix mesh holes and mesh popping, this continues to be an issue that we are still addressing. There are still areas where players are falling off the map when crossing large pools of lava. This is still actively being addressed, as well as the rendering and mesh popping in the level. This one is, again, much like the FPS and performance optimization. This is going to be a fix that you will see in iterations through multiple updates instead of just one big update. Hydrosphere issues. I actually brought up a couple Hydrosphere issues myself yesterday and today in a meeting because my own Hydrosphere decided to pretend it wanted to work on me, and then, I ended up drowning in my underwater base. So that's not fun. We don't like that, and we want to make sure that gets fixed. So that is going to be something that is actively being addressed. Infected barnacle bugs. There have been reports of infected barnacles not being able to get applied to their dinos, so that is something we're also going to be addressing as well. There's been a lot of questions in the Discord regarding the Linux binaries missing. We still don't have a ETA on when that is going to be fixed, but we are still actively addressing that situation, and we are doing our best to move as fast and efficiently as possible to get that pushed out for Linux binaries. Again, we're moving in multiple different directions here, working on multiple different bugs at one time, so it's something that is just going to take time, and we ask, please just hang in there with us a little bit more. Vehicle updates in general, such as the Raft, the motorboats, and the Stinger. Stinger being that there are some FPS issues when flying around in the Stinger in certain spots of the map. Those are issues being addressed. As well as the rafts and motorboats. I'm sure if you have not experienced it yourself, it's a known issue where the raft just decides it wants to yeet players up and flatten them to the map boundary at the very top in the sky. So that is something that we are also addressing. As well as ocean platform placement issues. Those are still actively being addressed. Oh no, Hexar, you're good. So there will be no update tonight, and the reason being is because, as I mentioned earlier, we're currently combating some other bugs right now that are causing some crash issues. And so once we have stabilized that and we fixed the issue with this crashing, then we will push out an update, and we will give you guys an ETA on when that update will come out. So, yeah. Want to make sure it's confirmed to work and it's good to go. And we're testing the update first in our test branch. Once we have tested it and have confirmed that it's working, and we'll be pushing out an ETA with that patch. So keep an eye out in the Discord, and that will be pushed out. I know telling you guys that we don't have an ETA, that's always not the answer that you want to hear as a player, but again, it's something that as soon as we get updated information, you guys are the first ones to know. If that hasn't been addressed or hasn't been noticed in the Discord, pushing out information to you guys from either myself, the admins, or on socials. We're doing as much as we can to make sure you guys are just as up to date as I am with coming fixes. But on top of that, let's talk about some tech engrams that are being added to the boss drop loot tables. This is a big one. Again, PvP players. This one should be exciting for everybody here. We've got an entire tech suit array from boots, gauntlets, the cap, chest piece, leggings, tech shield riot, adding the sword, rifle, cloning chamber, tech turret, a light, as well as the tech grenade. So in the coming patches, we will be adding these to the boss drops. No ETA again on when that update will be, but again, as soon as we receive that information, or I receive that information, it will be pushed out here. What is a tech shield riot? Jammy, can you answer that for us? What is a tech shield riot? Can you possibly send my personal thanks to Turn the Page Aquatica Dev? They have been invaluable today on Discord. Really, really appreciate all their answers today. It helped with so many things moving forward. Of course, Charlie, I will personally send those thanks to them. Thank you for that. So we are still currently investigating the issues with server cluster transfers. That anything regarding the transfers right now, that is something that we're still actively investigating, Eugene. Again, I had no ETA on that, but it's on the board and it's a priority of ours to address. Is nobody talking or am I bugged? I'm talking. What dev put the giant whale under the map? I believe that was Turn the Page that put that under the map. It was a fun little Easter egg for people who happen to get under there. Gotcha. Hammerhead sharks need eyeballs at some point. Do they not have eyeballs? Do they hammer? What? No way. Hammerheads have eyeballs. You're lying. Hold on. Nope. Now I have to see this. I have to see this now. They don't have eyes? Hold on. I'm looking at this right now. Hold on. We're going to fly to a shark. Hold on. There's no way. Where's the hammerheads at? See, there are a few here. I know where some are definitely at. All right. No way. They don't have eyes. Wait. Oh my god. Yeah, I know you guys are really into me. I know you want to eat me, but you can't. I'm trying to see. They actually don't have eyeballs. You're absolutely right. They don't. The hammerheads don't have eyeballs. I know. I want them to get close for this reason, so I can see the. Yeah. Yeah. They don't have eyeballs. They should be on the sides. Wow, Jammy, the chat has made a discovery for us. It was today that I learned that our hammerheads do not have eyeballs. Wow. I know, they're supposed to be on each side of the hammer, but they're not. Fantastic. That is absolutely incredible. Alright. Wow. No eyeballs. Well, there you go. Oopsies. You know what? No, it's a feature. Chat, it's a feature. It's a feature. They're just really cool sense of smell hammerhead sharks. You know? It's a feature. Exactly. It's intentional. 100%. Wow, thank you for that. That was, you know, there was really, I had nothing really planned as far as like diving into the game today. Might be why they're so angry they can't see anything. I know they just wanna see where they're going. You know? Are there gonna be new servers coming, or so? I have no information regarding additional servers. Jammy, can you answer that for us, please? Where every Moose asked, why is every floating founding type 1 explosive to destroy? Even tech floating foundations break with 1c4. That sounds like something that we also need to balance as well. So as far as balancing goes, again, while it's not our top priority, if it is reported, it is something that we will address. Again, as soon as we have one bug or multiple bugs that are fixed, we're immediately swapping those out with current bugs that are still in the pipeline. Again, everyone here is actively taking on multiple bugs at a time to try to get them knocked out as quickly and efficiently as we can. Once any updates on that are given or provided as far as a fix for them, then you guys will be some of the first people to know. So. Charlie, I would go to the patch notes from the 22nd of this month and review the list of currently active and working mods. Because we posted a list there with mods that are confirmed to work. And so review those mods, and if any of the mods that you currently have active are not on there, I would not use those just yet until we've confirmed that mods that aren't addressed on those lists are in fact working. So right now, we don't have a direct date or ETA for this next update just because of the current bug that we've encountered. We're combating a bug right now that's dealing with crashes in-game with the current fixes that we've addressed, and so we want to make sure that we are correcting and fixing this crashing error before pushing out this next update to everybody. Because the last thing we want is for players to go through and, you know, we fix one thing, and then suddenly now you log into the game, and then halfway through you just get a crash out of random. So. Fixes currently right now are being tested on Windows 11. We don't have, if you're referring to the issues with like the Windows 10 crash and that situation, we don't have any information or info on if or when we will address that. Right now, Studio Sirens is solely focused on fixing bugs and addressing issues with Aquatica on Steam. Once we've corrected an issue and fixed like the top priority issues and the bugs that are game breaking for players, then we'll look into if it's possible for us to address that. If there's any additional information that comes out for that, we'll be pushing that out. If you have a screenshot or photos of the crash error that comes up or the crash message, please submit that in a bug report for us. That way we can see which crash, like what specifically is causing that crash. Also, as you guys continue to provide information in this chat, we do have other developers that are going through and actually taking screenshots of your questions and of the bugs that you're reporting here in chat, and so we're actively going through them and addressing them in real time. No, so we're not fixing the Windows 10 crash cheat. We have no info or insight regarding the crash cheat for Windows 10. If any updates on that come through, or if any info changes on that regarding that situation, then we'll be pushing that info out. But right now, no, we have no plans on addressing or fixing the Windows 10 crash cheat, just because Studio Sirens is solely set on Aquatica and Steam. No crash report? Okay, gotcha. Gotcha. If that occurs, if it occurs again, ping me in the Discord, please, with a brief description of like what happened with the crash and like where it occurred. Like if you were in a specific location, with any details like that. That way, I could still submit that and send that up to the team. Oh yeah, that's the volcano going off right now. Yep. Volcano's going off. Oh. Nice. We've got some stuff coming out of the volcano. I should get it. I also want to ask you guys real quick too, because last week we did a lot of biome explorations and we talked about some of the tames. We checked out the Vulcanite. We looked at the Rift Crawler, which Rift Crawler tame is still being worked on. We're still addressing that situation. But is there anything else that you guys would like to see throughout the map that maybe you haven't seen? Anything for future streams that we can go through? Because this stream today, it's going to be a shorter stream just because we didn't really have a lot for in-game content for segments. But I want to reach out to you guys and see like what specifically do you want to see? What else would you like to see throughout the map? Acid pools? You want to see acid pools? I mean, I can take you to the Brine Falls in Thursday stream. Show you what the Brine Falls does. The land map. You guys want to see the starting islands? Yeah, we haven't really taken a look at the starting islands, have we? Hyben, so I am a level designer with Studio Sirens. I am not a community manager. Haven't seen it yet? Okay, cool. Let me write that down. I want to know where to start the game, where I should spawn. Okay, so you're thinking like maybe some like dev insight of like starting spawns and why they're good starting spawns? Alright, cool. Tell you what. I'm gonna write this down. We haven't really looked at the island, so I think what we're gonna do, so on Thursday stream, we're gonna take a look at the Anniversary Plaza, and we're gonna take a look at the Anniversary Island, because they're together. We're gonna take a look at those. I'm gonna show you guys around the plaza. I'm gonna show you some of the cool features of the plaza. And then we'll kind of dive around, show you some of the resource node areas underneath the map. And then, yeah, from there, we'll go from other spot to spot. We'll just include the islands in different streams. That sound like a plan, guys? How long is the list of planned fixes? It is long. We have a current priority list, and then we have a list additionally connected to the priority list of what's coming next. So while we work on things in that list of priorities, like top priority, the game-breaking issues, then we also have an active list of things to address that are more, you could say, in a minor category. Things like tech inclusion, tech engram inclusion, tech turrets, tech suits, things like that. Continued mesh hole fixes, continuing to address the FPS performance optimization. Things that will be coming out in increments as we continue to push updates. Down for that? Sweet. Perfect to see the land islands. Sweet. Okay. I want a snow owl that can also go underwater. That'd be really cool. Yes. So Pan, glad you brought that up. So he said one more thing. Starting the game now will be stuck in a loading interface for a long time with primal game data. Yes. So that is currently being addressed, and while we have identified a fix for it, we're holding off from pushing out this update just because right now we're combating another issue with crashing, and in a bug that is causing a crash in game or mid game even. So we want to make sure that we diminish that as soon as possible before pushing this update out for you. But in the next update, you should see increased performance, and you shouldn't see any of the crashing or anything like that in the menu, and especially with primal game data. Save, that's another reason for the streams too, because obviously we are aware that people are maybe still contemplating on picking up Aquatica just with everything going on, and maybe holding off like until other fixes and bugs. I almost said fugs there for a second. That's a word. Other bugs and fixes are addressed, and once the game becomes in a more stable state of play. But these streams offer you, as well as other members of the community, a insight into Aquatica, as well as the biomes, what the game looks like, what you can do, things like that. So this is a perfect opportunity for you to still ask your questions and also get to see a bit of the game as well. So then later down the road, you can make that decision of picking it up or not, right? And then also you get to speak with developers and, you know, things like that. So That's another big reason of what these streams are for. But overall, these streams are for you guys. Regardless of what content that we talk about in the streams, like today with it just being a patch note review, as well as updates and things that the team is currently addressing. I understand that this is probably one of the more duller streams compared to last week, but these will all not be like this. But again, it is just a way for us to address issues to you guys and to allow you all to understand where we're at as a team and developers and what we're actively working on, right? So while we may not be able to give you a direct answer of when something is coming, we can at least tell you that as soon as we get any updates, that you will be some of the first people to know. So, also, I don't know why I've been staring at this rock. I should probably stare at something that's more satisfying to the eye. Let's go like over here or something so you guys can see what lies beyond. There we go. You guys a nice little background there. If you're seeing those gaps, by the way, in the distance, those aren't mesh holes. Those are just some rendering pop-ins that we're currently fixing. So just want to clarify that real quick. Alright. That being said, though, I do want to open up the floor to a last Q&A. We're going to go for about 10 minutes here. And so if you guys have any additional questions or any issues to report, please, now floor is open to you guys. I've got my fancy dancy notepad and pen ready to jot down some answers, and Jammy here is also ready to take your questions. Overall, it's a good idea to talk to the community. I agree, and I'm very glad that we get to do this. Don't forget shark eyes. Yeah, hold on, sorry, I'm gonna put in big bold letters shark eyes. There we go. Alright, I put it on there. But no, Hyven, I agree. I'm glad that, you know, our team is able to do this to where we can go on stream and take a little bit of time out of our day for a couple of days of the week and talk to you guys. And I'm glad we're able to speak with you all through the Discord as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, you know. It's important to do as well. David, yes, I am still going through those. I got your list of questions. I'm going to send those to my lead, and we're going to review those. Because I have to get confirmation first with things, obviously. But yeah, I will get back to you as soon as I can on that, okay? Will something be added to inventory to track tame dinos? Jamie, can we get an answer for that? For Jade. Jade Everlast was asking. That's a great question. Yeah, so exclamation Discord in the chat for everybody. I'm going to go ahead and add it here now. This is the official Ark Aquatica Discord. If you guys are not a part of it, please go join. I am active in there and chatting with folks, as well as answering questions in there and bouncing back and forth. As well as some of the other devs are in there. There's some other admins and GMs in there as well. So if you have any server issues, you can report it to a GM in the Discord and make a report there. Please join that. It's helpful for us to see your bug reports, and it's a great place for us to get quick responses from players. So Charlie, in the Discord, if you go to status updates, look for the patch notes from, matter of fact, I'll go find that right now. I'll pull it up on chat for you. How about that? And then I also think on Thursday's stream, let's go over some of the tames. I think you guys, let's figure out, how does the Takifugu and the Mantis Shrimp tame sound to you guys? Mantis shrimp. Okay. No, you're good, Charlie. Hey, this is I enjoy this. Okay, this is what I'm here for. All right, so right here is a current list of the mods that we have confirmed to be working. Again, you can find this. This is patch note progress 722. You can find this on the Steam page as well as the status updates in the Discord. But yeah, this will be the active list that we have currently. And then going forward for any additional mods, we will have similar lists like this pushed out in patch notes. How are we meant to find the orbital drops? So the when the volcano erupts and the drops come out of the volcano, they leave a smoke trail. Not all of the smoke trails are going to have a pod with them, so it's going to be kind of like a hit and miss there. But if you follow those smoke trails to locations, then you'll either just come up on a piece of debris that decides to blow up, or you'll come across a pod. All right, cool. Mantis shrimp. Let's do, okay, so Thursday. Say what, we'll do three. We'll do three. So Thursday, we'll do the takifugu. We'll do the mantis shrimp. And we're going to do the, I'm going to butcher this name, the Homerus. I'm horrible with dino names. Do the lobster? Alright, fine. Okay. Jamie, guys, I'm so easily persuaded. This is insane. Fine. We'll do 4. How about that? Because you guys are awesome, and I think you guys deserve to see... Oh, why are you switching me up like that, Jamie? Now you're making me feel dumb. Just say the lobster. All right, we got about 3 more minutes, guys. So please keep pumping in your questions. And again, if I don't get to them personally, Jammy here will get to them, or if he doesn't get to them either, we will have a screenshot of your questions, as many of them as possible, and we'll be actively reviewing them in our dev chat. Hi, just joined. Have you guys worked on a fix for the long loading times? Yes, so we are actively working on a fix for the long loading times. While we do have a fix for it, and we've seen improvement with the loading times, especially for like the primal game data, we're currently combating an additional bug on top of that that's causing some issues with crashes mid-game or even at the start of the game. So we're currently working to fix that bug, and then once we have that fixed and confirmed it's fixed through our test branch, we are going to then push out the update for you to see that reduced load time. So when we get an ETA on that, you guys will be the first to know. So if you're not in the Discord, please join the Discord, because that's the first place that we push out the status update, which I will add that again for you guys. So, Chrisner, there you go, exclamation Discord. Are there achievements with Aquatica on Steam and unique cosmetic rewards? Currently, no cosmetic rewards. I don't even believe there's achievements. But that is something that I would love to look into myself. So yeah, I will ask that question. I can't type any. So there is a current issue with it where when you load up the menu, that the game will freeze for a set period of time. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes. It took me personally on my home computer. It was about 10 minutes where it finally stabilized itself and I was able to play. I know that's not what we're looking to do. We're actively working on a fix for that right now. So, but until then, if you give it about 5 to 10 minutes, then the menu will load for you and you'll be able to log in and play the game. If the mod doesn't crash, does that mean it's working as far as your testing purposes? Could it still be broken? Charlie, not Charlie, Jamie, could you, can we get an answer out to Charlie on that question? Fender, man, coming in towards the end of the stream. But nobody worry, because that's something I want to talk about too. If you guys are just now tuning in and you missed a good chunk of the stream, all of the stream VODs are unedited, and you can find the raw footage on YouTube. So as soon as this stream ends, I go in and I publish the VOD, so you're immediately able to watch it here. But then, if you want to watch it in the future for any additional information or see if there's a question you have that might have been answered, exclamation YouTube. This is where you're going to find, on my channel, you will find all of the raw, unedited footage for the VODs themselves. So, highly recommend go checking those out. If you want to see previous streams, go check out what we've talked about in the past. We talk about some of the mods. We talk about some of the other patches and fixes. So if you have any questions, go check those out to see if maybe they've been answered there. Forha asked, the official... yes. Here. Exclamation Discord. Jamie, is it not working for you? Of course, Charlie. We're happy to do this. And we're going to continue doing this throughout the foreseeable future as we continue to work on bug fixes for Aquatica and push out updates. And any additional information that we receive, again, you guys will be the first to know. So, on that note, though, everybody, don't go anywhere. You all know what we do here next. Before we end this stream, we got to go find somebody to raid. Got to go see who's playing Ark, who's playing Ark Survival Evolved. Is there anybody playing Aquatica today? You can go check out, see who's playing what. If not, that's okay. We can still go and just raid somebody in general. Looks like we got somebody just exploring. Looks like they're exploring Extinction. So we're going to go give them a raid. So guys, if you're new here, we like to go raid, and we go in guns blazing, all capitals. I want you guys to go in there, spam swell raid in their chat. Give them some love. Give them a follow. Go say hi. All right. Let me get their raid and everything prompted and ready to go. Make sure I also spell this right. Because the last time I spelt it wrong and I sent everybody to the completely offline stream, cough cough Fender, I forgot to put the in front of the name, and it took me somewhere else. That was fun. Alright guys, thank you all again so much for tuning in to today's dev stream. I do apologize again that it wasn't as interactive with the world, but this Thursday we're going to go over some of the tames. We're going to go check out some of the anniversary islands and the features on said anniversary island and its plaza. And we're going to take some more questions. We're going to talk about some more patch notes. So till then, I will see you guys on Thursday at 2 p.m. PST. This has been an Aquatica dev stream. Thank you all so much. Now let's go raid somebody. Peace out.